Hey everybody, welcome to today's Power Break. You're talking with Gloria, and today is August 3rd, Wednesday, and I have got a powerful message for you that I want to bring right over your lunch hour. And if you tagged in with me on Monday, you know that I'm going through the alphabet, and I'm going to show you how to, if you want to change your life, you need to change your thoughts. And we're going to go through the alphabet, and I'm going to show you ways in which you can, with every letter of the alphabet, you can change your world today. You can change how your energy is flowing. And today is the letter B. So, and that's an easy one, because you need to believe that you have the power and the ability to change the direction of your life. You need to have some kind of belief system set in place. And if the belief system that you currently have is going contrary to the way your life is, then maybe you need to re-examine what you're thinking and what you're believing. You have to understand that more than anything, the universe and God wants you blessed. So you need to, here's a few letters that words I want to run past you. You need to believe. You need to understand that you're blessed. You need to understand that you can be bountiful, that you need to be bold, you're beautiful, you need to be brave. These are all the B letters. All the B letters. This is so live that there's no way that I can edit any of this out. So you just have to kind of go with me. I think my friend of mine was telling me that Mercury was in retrograde, so we'll make sure that we try to take things a little slow so that I'm not tripping over my own tongue here. But understand, I was life coaching someone a little while ago, and when she tuned in last night, Tuesday night, on the hour-long message that I bring on Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And she said, I heard something you said that I wish you would have expounded on a little bit more. And that's, you talked about resistance. And how is it that you think that maybe I bring resistance into my own life? Well, here's the thing. You need to believe, first of all, that you have the ability and the power, and that all the universe, God, all of heaven is behind you. And if you believe and pour all your energy and all your thoughts into, say, like for her, it was health issues. And so she's believing for an amazing miracle to take place in her life. And I believe it's going to happen. I see the rumblings of it. I see the water stirring around her. And I see things, and so does she. We see things happening in her life, and she's manifesting more and more things. Now, if you have the belief that you can't do this, or that somehow or another you have to beg and plead, there's that B word, you have to beg God to give you something, then that's resistance. If you put all your thoughts into, with her, she is making the right affirmations, she's believing, she's trusting. But when she says, where do you think I might have some resistance? Because you talked about that, and I want to say real quickly what that was last night. I was using the example of watching someone who walked into a glass door. And I think most of us have probably seen something like that happen. And as long as the person doesn't get hurt, it's really kind of comical to see. And that's how we are a lot of times in our life. We are making the right affirmations, we're saying the right things, we're saying, you know, oh, I believe I'm going to get this, or I believe this is going to come into my life, or whatever your affirmations may be. But then you turn your thoughts towards the lack of that thing. So what happened with her, and what we were talking about in our life coaching session, is that even though she was making the right affirmations for healing to come, and she believed that she had strong this and strong that, and I don't want to really get into my clients' personal things, but as she was making her affirmations, on the flip side of that, she was turning her attention to the lack of that thing that she wanted, the lack of the healing and the health that she wanted. By focusing her energy and focusing her attention on the lack of it, she was causing this invisible wall of resistance. So there she is. Imagine this. Imagine you are making the right affirmations. You're saying, you know, that you're blessed and that you're bountiful and that, you know, you're following your bliss and you're bold and you're beautiful and, you know, people love to be around you and you find yourself in the right place at the right time. And so you're making all these really positive affirmations. So you see up ahead, you see that thing that you're believing for. There's the B word. You see that thing that you're believing for, and you see it right in view. And you start following your bliss. You start going after that thing. And then whammo, you hit this glass wall and it knocks you back. Now you can see that thing that you're believing for. You can see that thing that you've been desiring. You can see that thing that you've been asking for. But something smacks you right in the face and knocks you down. And that's called resistance. So if you're not paying attention to what it is that you're focusing your thoughts on, then that resistance will come. You say, well, how in the world do you do that? By the best guidance system that God ever gave to mankind was our emotions. Now, we've been brainwashed into believing that we can't trust our feelings, or we have to examine our feelings with a psychiatrist and go back into our past and find out why we are the way that we are, or maybe it's some deep-seated, you know, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking that you go back into the past, because looking over your shoulder and going back is going to keep you stuck there. Forget about that. What I'm talking about is paying attention to this amazing guidance system that God has given us called feelings. And if we realize and understand that there's only two things we need to pay attention to, whether or not what we're thinking at this very moment, does it feel good or does it feel bad? So let's say you're at work on your lunch hour and there's a coworker that you don't care about. And every time that person walks by, you get a knot in your stomach or you get angry. Well, ask yourself right then, are your thoughts making you feel good or making you feel bad? Well, you go, well, they're making me feel bad. Okay, guess what? That feeling is a guidance system that God gave to you and put inside of you to tell you, if you don't change what you're thinking and change what you're feeling right now, you're going to get more of the very thing that you don't want. So that coworker that's aggravating you, that coworker that you don't care about, as long as you focus your attention and you're not paying attention to your guidance system telling you that, okay, this does not feel good, and you're going to get more of the very thing that you are feeling, because you're giving it your fuel, you're giving it energy, you're feeding it. You're going to find yourself stuck working with this coworker every time. I mean, if there's a company picnic, who do they pair you up with? They pair you up with that person that you don't care about in your life. It just figures, yeah, it figures, because that's what you created. So turn your attention off of this thing that you really don't want. Pay attention to your emotional guidance system. Pay attention to those feelings that God gave you to say, hey, you're off course. So if your thoughts, if you're saying one thing, oh, I believe I'm blessed, I believe that I'm bountiful, I believe that I'm beautiful, I believe that I'm brave, I believe that these are all the B words we're using in the alphabet today. If you're believing all of these things and you're saying that you believe, but yet your emotions and your thoughts are someplace else, that's a house divided. You know, you're not going to get anywhere that way. And then you're probably going to blame God or say, well, you know, God just doesn't answer my prayers. And then if your prayers aren't getting answered, then either God is upset with you or you've committed some great unpardonable sin that that person gets their prayers answered, but you don't. So you get into this cycle of trying to figure out why it is you're not getting your prayers answered, when all you need to do, it's really simple. It's a simple, easy process. I mean, I don't know why we're not getting it. Well, a lot of people are. A lot of people are. So, but we have to stay on top of this. And I've only got a few more minutes, but we have to stay on top of what it is that we're thinking. Repeat after me. If it feels good, I'm creating what I want. If it feels bad, I'm creating what I don't want. It's really that simple. So it's not like you have to guard just every word that comes out of your mouth, although you should be careful because your words are seeds. I want to be prosperous. I believe that I'm prosperous, and it feels so good when money comes my way. It feels so good when people come into my life that just bless me. There's the B word again. So these are the kind of thoughts that remove all resistance from you. And as you lift that veil of resistance, that invisible glass shield that's keeping you from your bliss, keeping you from your blessing, you'll begin to pick up more and more momentum, and you'll begin to understand how this works. And when you begin to work these laws and work these principles to your favor, holy cow. I mean, it turns in, every day turns into a fun adventure. I mean, last night I was on my Facebook like page. So for those of you that are not on my like, it's not my personal page, on my like page. And I had so much fun with the people on my Facebook because I just told them that they were going to have an incredible day today. And then everybody started responding back, and it just got to be so much fun that you could just feel the emotion from everybody. Everybody's emotions was getting all geared up. I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait till tomorrow. And that's the way it is every day. When you begin to understand the spiritual laws of the universe, we understand the physical laws. Well, some of us do. We understand the physical laws that operate within the universe. But when we begin to understand the spiritual laws that we create, and we are co-creators with God, and we help to create our reality, and that we can no longer become victims, and we can't blame other people for our unhappiness. It's the things that we dwell on. It's the thoughts that we meditate on. It's those things, the very things that we say we don't want. If we put our attention onto them, those are the very things we're going to attract back into our lives. Think about it. When you start thinking about some of the things that's going on right now in your life, how much of it do you realize and understand that you were co-creator of that? You know, when God says if you put a seed into the ground and you water it and the sun gives it warmth, there's only one thing that can happen. That seed has to grow. Now, we don't go out there and curse the ground because it's doing what it's supposed to do. We rejoice and we think, thank God for these flowers. Thank God for these vegetables. And that's what it is with the seeds of our words. They're seeds. And when we speak something positive, we rejoice and we get all excited and was like, ooh, let's do it again. But then when we start creating something negative, we don't want to take responsibility and say, whoops, I did that. I brought that on myself. No, it's too easy to blame somebody and put the blame on somebody else. And until you begin to own up and fess up and understand that you are co-creators with God and that He gave you the spiritual law and He said, now go out there and work it. And whatever you're bringing into your life, you have to own up and understand that you are the co-creators. We're about out of time. It's 12:27, and I try to stay on point with this, but I will tell you that I've been hearing a lot from people out on the West Coast that brought to my attention. They said it's not fair, you know, because we're right in the middle, starting our workday when you're coming on for your lunch hour. So beginning next week, keep checking on my website, talkingwithgloria.com, because I believe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday's Power Break, I think I'm going to change the time, move it forward a little bit so that our West Coast friends can jump in on this and partake and get their little power break the way the rest of us are doing it. So every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. I'd like you to join me for an hour of interactive broadcasting with Talking with Gloria. And if you are ever interested in life coaching or you just want an hour session with me to kind of pick my brain and see if there's some things that we can work through for you, please contact me. Again, you can reach me through the Talking with Gloria website, and always checking back and finding out, because there may be some changes in the schedule, but every Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Join us for an hour of interactive, and then every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Check the website because I probably will be changing the time next week to accommodate our West Coast friends, which is great. And please look underneath the box right there where you're watching this video right now, or this live stream right now, and you see the Facebook and the Twitter. Do me a favor, share me with your friends. You know, help me to make this grow. And if you like these 15-minute power breaks, then share it with your friends. Plant the seed into somebody else and bring it back to your own life. So be blessed. Follow your bliss. Be bountiful. You're the best. You're beautiful. Be bold in this life and go out and make things happen for yourself. Thanks for joining me today, August 3rd, Wednesday, for oh my gosh, for Talking with Gloria's Power Break. Thanks for joining me, you guys, and I will see you on Friday. You guys have a great day. Bye now.